Hi everyone, Tara Malarkey here, founder of High Ticket Empress and Seven Figure Femme. This month was really big. One of the questions that I got was, what did I do right more in my mindset and who I've needed to become in order to allow six figures to come through my business in 1 month. You work toward it. You don't fictitiously have this dream about it happening and not have a plan that you know will get you there, right? And that's when I really teach inside of High Ticket Empress. You have to have a system. You have to have a systematized way in order for revenue to come into your business. Otherwise, meeting your goals is kind of like wishing and praying on, just the air. And of course, a lot of that matters, wishing and praying and hoping and intending. But really, we talk about really getting matching that with your actions and what your plan is, right? To be at the point where I started to envision six-figure months, expect $100,000 months or more. It's probably been happening over the past year or so, and so it's been a journey. If you have questions, manifestation, do you have daily rituals? So I've been doing daily practice for it kind of feels like it's not even a ritual anymore. It kind of feels like it's just who I am. So I'd say the absolute first is that I have a very deep relationship with God. So I am speaking with God all the time. I announced recently on my Facebook page that one of the things that I did for my business this year was literally put God in the CEO role of my business. So I still consider myself the CEO of my company, but really it's me just doing God's work, and I'm literally listening to what God wants me to do, what my mission is here on earth, and just continuing to surrender and allow that to come through me. So that has been like number one. I cannot express that more. I Yeah, it's just been that's one of I absolutely know that I wouldn't be where I am right now if I hadn't put God in the driver's seat. So that's number one. So in terms of daily rituals, I am in prayer, but the key to that is clarity. So I am very specific on a weekly and monthly basis about what I'm intending for the business in terms of sales, in terms of revenue, in terms of clients, and like the numbers are very specific to me. I know the numbers, not just on sales, but then what we're spending, what I'm investing in terms of advertising. I know the numbers. I'm looking at how much we're spending on advertising every single day. I'm watching the numbers. The data is everything when you start having a company that you want to grow and scale and have systems, right? That make you not have to work all the time. I mean, the kind of the biggest thing here, and I'll come back to rituals in a second, is that I did not work, like I didn't kill myself this month. You know what I mean? I don't feel any more exhausted than I did another month, and that's what's wild, is because I have systems, I have team, we have a way to do this that in a way kind of takes a lot of the stuff off my plate instead of puts more stuff onto my plate. So I want this for you guys. I want you to do this in a way that's not like one hoping and praying and wishing, right? That has no solid plan, and hustling and burning out, right? Pushing and forcing and making it happen and literally like killing yourself, because that is not what I stand for at all. And when you have a system, you don't have to hustle and kill yourself. The biggest thing here too is that this is not done by launches. I did not have a six-figure launch this month, and I don't have to go into next month with a six-figure launch in mind. We will grow and scale this month and the next month and the next month from here. So I expect six-figure months from here on out, right? And that will happen every month. It won't just be, oh, I did a launch last month, right? So that's what's huge, because we have a system in place and we have a team in place and we have advertising in place and we know how the numbers work, right? So this is huge. So the daily rituals, clarity, 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 combined with prayer, right? So the force and the energy that I put on my prayers is with clarity with God. It's really, I'm really clear that I'm a co-creator in this. I'm surrendering to God's mission for my life, God's favor on my life, but also I get to say, okay, so now, I want this to happen this month. I want 15 sales this month. And so be very, very, very clear. And then I write it down, clarity and prayer. Those are my two main rituals. Now, of course, right, I have to move my body. That's a huge one for me. If I get two numbers, analyzing, pushing the business forward, which I can do really well, I have to balance that with feminine movement, circular movement, dancing, fun, pleasure, not having a set schedule on certain days and certain times, right? So I really advocate for that as well, because that is moving energy through you, through the power of you and your heart. Um, what else? What else was I gonna say? Someone asked how much we spend on advertising. We spent, I wonder if I could open it up right now because I didn't look yesterday. Guys, put your questions in the chat while I look this up. We spent $16,500 on advertising last month, to do over 100,000 in business, right? So the numbers work, you can tell, right? And I think anyone would do that all day long. That's a good investment. And I would say that, many of our clients, they start at $50 a day. You do not need to, I mean, guys, when I first started, the thought of spending $16,000 on ads, I was like, I just want $16,000 in sales. You know what I mean? So I was like, $16,000 in ads. And then it was a limiting belief to think that then every single person, or in order for me to be successful, then I had to spend $16,000. This is a scaling process. It's a scaling process. Okay. So I did not start, even a few months ago, we didn't spend 16,000 on ads, right? This is a scaling process, and you have to learn the scaling process, and please learn it from someone who's doing it, who knows it, who knows how to lead you in it, because you cannot do that on your own. I promise you, I've had to invest a lot of money to learn how to do this. Like, there's a number one thing, right? Is invest with someone who is doing what you want to do and follow what they say and trust that they know what they're talking about. Okay. You cannot do it on your own. So Cynthia, you said, how much should I spend on ads starting out? I really can't answer that because you're not a student of mine. I don't know what you're spending. I don't know if you have your ads set up correctly, right? And I don't know what your offer is, right? So, but our clients, when they know exactly what to do and they have a high ticket offer, they could start at $10 a day. They could start at $20 a day. They could start at $50 a day. It really depends on what your budget is and how much you're willing to spend to kind of start to learn. In the beginning, you're really learning your audience. You're learning what's working. You're learning the angles that work. So some of it is a testing budget, right? Until you get to know. But, I think a client the other day posted that she spent $900 and she made a $3,000 sale. Okay. So it's not the same ROI as I just gave you, over six figures for $16,000 in ad spend. But you see, you still should take the $3,000 sale to the $900 investment in ads, right? You still made your money back more than double. And now you have that money that can be put into ad spend. Okay. And that's how you start to scale it. And then your ROI will get better and better and better as you scale. This is a business principle. The more that you invest in ads, the longer period you invest in yourself and your program, and you keep building and you keep branding and you stay the course and you do not change course and pick up another shiny object and do something else. You stay the course. I promise you, this is what happens. A 6-figure sales month and $16,000 in ad spend. This is how people scale, guys. Okay.